Today we've got the first look at the Pixel 11 Pro thanks to a new case leak, and alongside that we're starting to hear plenty of details about the specs and features coming with Google's next flagship. So before we jump into the design leak, one of the biggest upgrades this year might actually be something that most people never see: the modem. For years, Pixel phones have struggled with signal stability and overheating, but that could finally change. Now, multiple leaks now suggest Google is planning to drop Samsung's modem and switch to MediaTek's new M90 modem instead. And if that happens, it could bring noticeably faster 5G speeds, support for dual SIM, dual active, new satellite connectivity features, and most importantly, better battery life because the modem won't be cooking the phone from the inside. Now, it's a quiet upgrade, but in real-world use, it could be one of the biggest improvements the Pixel line has seen for a while. Now, something else that can improve your real-world use is today's video sponsor, PaperVPN, a fast and reliable VPN service designed to just work. If you travel, use public Wi-Fi, or stream content from different regions, a VPN is honestly one of those tools that just makes life easier. PaperVPN helps you access shows, sports, and platforms that might be geo-blocked. It keeps your browsing more private and protects your data when you're on public Wi-Fis like in an airport or a cafe. And what I like most about it is how simple it is. Install it like any normal app, open it up, and once it's set up, you can connect with literally one tap. So that's it, you simply turn it on, and then sites and services that weren't available before just load normally. Now, there's no complicated setup, it works on iOS, Android, and desktop, and one subscription actually covers unlimited devices. So you can use this on your phone, laptop, tablet, and even share with family or friends without any extra fees. And plans start from just €1.50 per month on a long-term option, which is honestly a great value. Now, standard plans provide 250 gig of traffic a month, and if you need unlimited traffic, their higher tier plans remove the cap completely. And it's also optimized for streaming, so you can watch in full HD without constant buffering, assuming your base connection is solid. So if you want a simple VPN that just works, check out PaperVPN today by clicking the link down in the description below. And as I said, plans start from €1.50 per month. And with my code, you'll get 10% off any plan. Plus, if you share your code with a friend, both of you get 30 extra free days added to the subscription. Now back to the Pixel 11 and what most people really care about, the cameras. Now, this is where the Pixel 11 could take a big step forward. Google is reportedly testing major improvements to ultra-low light video recording with footage that remains usable at around 5 to 10 lux, which is basically near darkness. Now, on top of that, we're hearing about a 100 times AI-assisted zoom system, and normally when smartphones advertise 100 times zoom, the result looks like a blurry mess, but leaks suggest that Google is aiming for something far more usable, and it's likely combining optical data with AI reconstruction, but this feature is probably going to be exclusive to the Pro models. Now, perhaps the most interesting feature is something called Video Generative ML. Now, instead of just editing photos, Google is reportedly bringing its AI tools directly into the video. Now, that means removing objects, enhancing scenes, repairing noise, or even changing the entire background, all inside the standalone Google Photo app. Now, combine that with Google's wider AI ecosystem across Photos, Gemini, and YouTube, and the Pixel 11 starts to look less like a phone and more like a portable production studio. Now, leaks are also suggesting that the under-display infrared camera could make a return, and this would allow a proper face unlock again without needing a large cutout on the front of the display. Now, powering all of this is of course going to be the next generation Tensor G6, and this is rumored to be Google's first chip built on a 2nm process, possibly using TSMC's N2 node. But rather than just chasing the highest benchmark scores, Google is going to be focusing on efficiency, thermal control, and AI performance. Now, that's going to mean faster image processing, smoother real-time AI features, longer battery life, and overall performance improvements that make the phone feel quicker and more responsive without draining all the power. Now, battery and charging upgrades also looking really promising. Qi 2 magnetic wireless charging is heavily rumored. Battery capacities are expected to increase, and combined with efficiency improvements from the Tensor G6, we should see better overall endurance. Now, when it comes to pricing, the Pixel 11 is expected to remain close to last year's model, so that's around $799 or £799 for the base version, although a small regional price increase wouldn't be surprising depending on the current market conditions. Now, moving on to the design, and we've had our first look at the Pixel 11 thanks to leaked case renders. Now they show that the overall size and thickness remains very similar to the previous generation, but there are a few subtle changes, particularly around the camera bar. Now you can see the camera bar appears to be slightly taller this time, while also protruding less from the back panel based on this case design. And using that information, I've created these renders here, including the ones in the hand, to give you guys a better idea of what the Pixel 11 could actually look like. But it is important to note here that the actual camera module itself hasn't been leaked, so these renders are based on case dimensions and best estimates. We also don't know the official colors yet either, so again, these are just visual predictions, but they still give us a good idea of what it could look like. Now finally, let's talk about the launch timing. And Google appears to be sticking with its usual release window, with current leaks pointing towards an August to October 2026 launch. Now for those of you excited, we're now going to run through the full specs, design, and the expected pricing for each model in the range. So hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first, we've got the standard Pixel 11, which comes with a 6.3-inch 120Hz OLED display, protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. It's coming with a resolution of 1080 by 2424, along with improvements to peak brightness and overall color accuracy. And although it does keep the same display size as its predecessor, the overall dimensions are slightly slimmer. We get a punch-hole camera top center to house a 12-megapixel selfie camera, now paired with an under-display IR sensor for a secure face unlock. Then over on the rear, we've got a refined triple camera setup, continuation of what we saw on the Pixel 10, but with upgraded sensors and AI processing. So that's a 50-megapixel primary camera, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a 48-megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom and improved macro capabilities. Now the phone's going to be powered by the new Tensor G6 chipset, which is built on a 2nm process. That's going to bring major boosts to efficiency, thermals, and on-device AI. It's going to be paired with 12GB of RAM and a choice of 128 or 256GB storage, which will be UFS 4. And then power's going to come from a 5000 mAh battery with 30W wired charging and Qi 2 magnetic wireless charging. And then connectivity is going to include 5G, Bluetooth 5.4, Wi-Fi 7, and the new MediaTek M90 modem offering faster 5G, dual SIM support, satellite connectivity, and improved power efficiency. Now it's of course launching with Android 17, and it's going to be expected to launch around August 2026, and it's going to start from £799 or $799. Now next up, we've got the Pixel 11 Pro, and this comes with a 6.4-inch LTPO OLED display running at 120Hz and again protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. The resolution is going to be 1344 by 2868, and it's been upgraded for even higher peak brightness and thinner bezels. We've got a punch-hole camera top center for a new 42-megapixel selfie camera capable of 4K HDR video. Then over on the rear, it packs a triple camera setup featuring a 50-megapixel primary camera, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and then a 64-megapixel periscope camera with 10x optical zoom and enhanced macro performance. Now thanks to Google's new AI zoom engine, it can achieve up to 100x hybrid zoom while still maintaining impressive levels of detail. Now it's powered by the same Tensor G6 chipset as the base model. It's built on the 2nm process and tuned for maximum AI and efficiency gains. It's paired with up to 16GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage, which will of course be UFS 4. And it's going to be powered by a 5100 mAh battery with 45W fast wired charging and Qi 2 wireless charging. For connectivity, we get 5G, Bluetooth 5.4, Wi-Fi 7, ultra-wideband support, and of course the MediaTek M90 modem. The Pixel 11 Pro, of course, ships with Android 17 straight out of the box with 7 years of updates, and it's expected to launch around August 2026, starting from £999 or $999. Now finally, we've got the Pixel 11 Pro XL, the biggest and the most premium model in the lineup. It features a 6.9-inch LTPO OLED display with Gorilla Glass Victus 3 protection. Again, it's going to be offering the top-tier brightness and color accuracy. We get the same 42-megapixel punch-hole camera as the Pro in the top center. It's capable of 4K video in HDR. We get full AI portrait processing as well. And then over on the back, we get a 50-megapixel primary camera, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 64-megapixel periscope camera with 10x optical zoom and up to 100x AI zoom. It also supports ultra-low light video, recording down to 5 to 10 lux, which is pretty much full darkness, and it's going to be powered entirely by on-device AI. Now under the hood, it's powered by the Tensor G6, paired with 16 gigs of RAM and up to 1 TB of UFS 4 storage. It's running a 5400 mAh battery with 45-watt wired charging, Qi 2 magnetic wireless charging, and of course reverse wireless charging as well. For connectivity, we've got 5G, Bluetooth 5.4, Wi-Fi 7, ultra-wideband, and satellite SOS. It ships with Android 17, and Google promises another 7 years of software support, and it's expected to launch from £1,199 or $1,199, and again that's going to be in August 2026. So overall, the Pixel 11 series is shaping up to be another strong release from Google. Rather than completely redesigning the phone, they seem to be focusing on improving the things that matter most in day-to-day use. That's better connectivity, stronger AI features, improved efficiency, and of course, even more camera upgrades. And the subtle design changes are going to help differentiate it from the previous model, while still keeping that Pixel identity that we're used to. And with launch still some way off though, we're going to be seeing plenty more leaks in the coming months as we approach it. And of course, I'll be covering them as soon as they come in, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.